It'd be hard to do a massive trolling operation,
Yeah, it should be really easy to cut and paste some trolling.
right? I'm a fan of trolling
Me
things.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Looks like fucking
Bruh, here.
Belushi's fucking like. Oh, you can troll yo, I hope you can hear me out there. Y'all let me troll.
Oh, they can hear you.
Oh, of course they can.
Ha. Oh,
All right, I'm done trolling.
oh no. We messing shit up already. That's all right. Look at you in the Foxhole chat. Where'd you go? Oh no, you don't get to dip out, Belushi. You better come back on screen. What is up, peeps? Hello, fam. Welcome to Cognitive Dissonance, the channel where we obviously try to sort through some of the crazy shit going on around us. Yes, Tyler, hot mic. What up, fam?
Yeah,
And
it was
I
a
have
hot,
some
it
help.
was a spicy mic, bro.
Spicy, right? Successful Sarah says, "Are we talking about the wedding date today?" Oh, already. Woke one. Look, you guys already on one, right? We just were having this conversation. I'm like, they're not gonna bring it up. They're not gonna bring it up, and you guys brought it up.
Bunch
Let's
of
show.
elephants out there. Bunch of elephants.
Alara says she's decided to be the best man. Just so you know,
Oh, she gets to come to the bachelor party. Hell
that is
yeah,
true.
bestie. I knew
That
you were
is
gonna be. I
true,
knew you were gonna try to choose the right vendor.
right? That is absolutely true.
I meant vendor, not gender, but the vendor is the gender.
The vendor, the gender is the vendor. Uh, was that the remix intro? Yeah, Tyler, that's me over here just messing shit up, man. Of course, of course. Um, so what are we doing here today, Belushi? Belushi wanted a reboot. He wanted round two
I
of.
wanted. I wanted appropriate. I wanted beyond the chair and the couch in the cottage.
Now we did the chair and the house with you, right? We did that. So we established a psychological baseline for your personality. But I know you wanted some of those more um, you know, introspective and philosophical type questions. So don't you worry, I got you. I got you, right? Before we do all that, though, I want to say give some thank yous. You guys, I for those of you guys that support Gold Pills, I cannot thank you enough on freaking PayPal, Cash App, YouTube, all of that. Much love to you. I did want to say thank you on PayPal for the super chat from Jorge Martinez, on Cash App from Wonderlust Kate, on YouTube to FCO6, Mary Maya, Cloaked, Christina Love, and Rain for the love that you sent. And Gold Pills, always love to you guys. You know I read them out as I get them. So thank you for your continued support. If you want to support my content, you can also go over to the Rokfin, guys. Rokfin, Rokfin, Rokfin. Go make the free freaking account. We got to support these free speech platforms. And if you're not on the Foxhole, again, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Like, for sure to do that. Um, wow, Belushi, I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on in the world today, and I think we should just kind of step away from that for a moment and get to the nitty gritty, get to the real deal. We should learn about each other. And to that effect, I think I have some pretty good questions for you today. Some pretty good questions for you today, sir.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to do one thing that's going to take 30 seconds. So
Oh my God. Go ahead.
continue
Biaphobia,
to
thank
address
you
the
for the.
chat.
Yeah.
No, because I have certain business obligations. Hold
Thank you
on.
for the cookie for the honeymoon. We
Okay,
appreciate it
okay.
for
Here's
sure.
here's what's gonna happen. 30 seconds.
Foil Lucy. Oh God. Oh, see, look at he's running off on me already, guys. What am I supposed to do? Right? How do you deal with that, man? How do you deal with that? What's up, Roy Stones and Bones? What's up, Alara, Biafofia, Woke One? What up, brah? Keep True, Death Memes, Fearless. I was worried about you, fam. I'm so glad to see that you're here. Cads Potter, Tyler Koala, yes, this is the part where I read all the names. Successful Sarah, um, right? Who else? Who am I missing? Mountain Dreams, Patricia Sertle, Frightening Me. What up, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Yeah. He looks like the Unabomber. Not gonna argue. Definitely not gonna argue. What up, Mugga? Good to see you. Thanks. I love that you love my show. Thanks for the cookie, Ohio Kimmy. For the veil. Yeah, just do I need a veil, guys? Am I gonna have to do all that like whole traditional thing? Might need to, huh? Might need to. Um, he got cold feet already, dude. It's only been 2 days. Like, how does that even happen, right? What up, Gandalf 420? That's what I'm talking about. Anka Vonka, thank you for the
Back.
117 gold pills. Good to see you.
Woo-hoo.
Right? Oh, are we done, sir?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Are we done,
This is what
sir?
I mean. I mean, we're not even married yet. Don't just take it easy. Can we have a honeymoon phase before you get mad at me? Good
That
Lord.
ain't how this works, sir. Right?
Oh, trust me. I'm reconsidering my third rodeo. Let's
Oh,
go.
that's messed up. That's messed up, dude. All right, let's yeah, hit the like button, guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff I'm supposed to tell you to do uh as a show
Or
host,
don't. Or
right?
just
Or
pop
don't.
your popcorn and then relax.
Or do that. That too. That works.
No, share the shit. Share it.
All right, Belushi. Let's just get right into this. Hey, AP. Thanks for the cookie. Much love to you. Oh, I hope you feel better. I hope you're feeling better, AP. All right, let's get right into this, okay? Belushi. You meet the matrix controlling aliens that tell you that you get to live out the rest of your life in a moviescape of your choosing, right? You don't got to be one of the main characters. You get to live in the moviescape, right? What movie would it be? What movie reality are you living in and why?
Easy. The Matrix, because I take the red pill and fuck your steak and your wine, and I'm going to free American and the human race. Boom.
Really? You could have picked like It's a Wonderful Life. You could have picked
No,
like,
no, I
you
don't want any
know, The
fantasies. I want
Truman Show.
reality.
You could
I
have.
want based reality. I want to fucking break this matrix into 1,000 pieces.
So you want to live in the
You
Matrix
really
movie? That'd
think I
be
was going
kind
to
of cool,
answer that
though.
question any other
No,
way?
no, actually, I didn't. I kind of figured that's what you would say. I mean,
I mean,
you
come
never
on.
know. You could have came with cowboys and aliens. I don't know.
Nah,
This is why
nah.
I ask,
Mm-mm.
right?
Okay, here's why I say that, and I say it so quickly. Um, I think that we're in that phase now.
Fearless
I
says
think
Free
that
Willy.
free, I freed my willies throughout my 20s and 30s. I mean, my willie dumb be free. Okay, Willie's away. Willie's away. All right.
Thanks for the shades, Racing Ray.
I'll say this. I'll say that it's so important to me, the truth, and it's so important for me to people to understand God's design and why they're here, and how to seek Him and how to seek their own path. And I think that people are so distracted and lost from that there is no fairy tales. We weren't put on this earth for that time. We were put on this earth to fight. And I've moved past, not that we're not going to get married, sweetheart. I've moved past, relationships and having gone through all this strife and struggle, and I'm still in one now. I'm the last one. But I do feel it's important to bring new life onto this planet and to teach it the right way to go about things. Look at my background, man. That is what life is right there. Being able to seek beauty in creation and being able to build community and have things in your life that aren't compromised by outside forces. And we're in such a bad spot as human beings right now. If I could take the blue pill and go back and have fucking steak and wine, or take the red pill and eat snot and fucking be part of the movement to save the human race, dude, I'm taking that red pill every time. So
And you can also just upload like, helicopter specs and
I
shit
know
right
kung
into your
fu.
brain. Yeah,
I
right?
know kung fu.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. What up, due diligence? Thanks, Tesla Dove, for the cookie. Much love to you. And who else? Who did I just miss? Genesepi for the cookie. Thank you. Um, Tesla Dove says, I was so happy to hear of your upcoming nuptials. Right. Foilushi.
Thank you. You can send your gifts to Belushi1 at protonmail.com.
Belushi1 at protonmail.com. Exactly. Yeah, I figured you'd say the Matrix, hence the Matrix controlling aliens. But, I just thought, you could have went with like I don't know, classic mobster movies. It could have been, The Godfather, anything. But I'm with you. I'm with you.
I
Um,
mean, if you would have asked me that question maybe a few years ago, I probably would have said something like that. It's
I know,
like
right?
I'm so deep in this shit. It's like there's no turning back for me. You know what I mean? It's like it's every day,
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah,
and
10 years ago, I'd have been like, Scarface,
yeah, like I want to say hello to my little
you
friend.
cockroaches, right? Yeah, no, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Whole new level now. Thanks for the cookie, Redfish. Um, Medic Mo, what up, Pissy Chrissy? I see you lurking. Thank you for the cookie, love. You know you didn't have to do that. Um, all right, Belushi, the collapse is upon us, right? It comes on fast, just out of the blue. You have to bug out. You can only take three things. What are you taking with you?
Okay, so the collapse is upon us, meaning like a bug out situation,
Yes,
or
you
like
got to
or
bug
the
out.
earth, or like the everything's done.
We'll just bug out situation. Like
Bug out
things may
situation.
it may be the end. We don't know. All we know right now is we got a GTFO. Like just
And I gotta go out on foot, and I can take three things with
three
me.
things. What are you taking?
Shit.
Death meme says porno.
I'm taking an all water source Walter
Oh,
water
Walter.
filter.
Okay,
Yeah, no, no,
Walter.
no, like one of those life straws. Like I'm taking like a way to filter water. So if that's one item, if I have to take one item, it would be
Hmm.
that I could literally suck from
Yeah,
a
yeah.
stream
I
and
I
drink
got
clean water.
a whole bunch
Okay.
of those.
I would take a fire starter,
Hmm.
and I would take probably a firearm and or hatchet or knife of some side. Probably a hatchet's probably more practical in terms of building shelters and things of that nature. But being able to like hunt for food and catch food, a firearm is probably more important. So shit, that's a hard one. I'd want four items, but I may take the firearm over the shit. Just again, it depends. If like we're talking 3 days, or we're talking,
We don't know.
yeah.
We don't know.
Um, shit, I'm taking both my. I'm fucking duct taping a knife to my firearm. I'm taking both.
That counts as one, clearly, right? All right, all right. I mean, do you like you live in a city? What up, Be the Light? Yo, you
I
never know
live.
what
I
you're
live
gonna
in.
get over here.
Yeah, I live on the south side. But I am on the one of the main tributaries of the river system here that leads to a giant waterfall. It's about a mile and a half down the parkway here, so I'm on the edge of the city. It's beautiful where I live, but yeah, I mean, I'm in a situation where, hey, shit, I got four-wheel drive truck. Like
I know, right?
I'm bouncing out,
Like
and I
yee
got
yee,
spots.
truck
I got
gang.
spots all over Wisconsin and different places, but like I should be setting up stash bags at this point.
I
But
was gonna ask, are you hip to the whole city prepping thing? Do you have a bug out bag? Like, are you prepared
I do,
already?
I do, I do. I have all the things I mentioned.
Yeah, what's in your bug out bag? Tell us that.
Those three things: batteries, first aid. Um, you know, uh, Beyond that, just some various clothings and cloths and things like of that nature. A dry pair of socks and boots. But other than that, I mean, you can't really carry all that much. So it's really what you're going to need to trench through any sort of wilderness situation. I mean, for here where I'm at, for me, I mean, I could easily bug out to a very short space on foot. But like I said, I'd probably load up the truck and just leave the area anyways. So it just
Right.
depends on, again, what occurs. But I got multiple plans, in various directions. So
You need multiple. I mean, you need to have a shelter in place plan. You need to have a bug out plan. You need to be, you
my
know,
shelter in place is my number one. I have a little garden in the back. I got a lot of water storage. I have a massive filtration systems for water. I have 50 gallon barrel water filtration catchment systems for off the gutters. There's ways that I got rabbits, squirrels, shit, fucking cats, man. If it comes to it, like I hate to be like like that, but if we're talking about zombie
right?
apocalypse, like You know what I mean? Like if you need to eat, there's ways to eat. So, you know,
Oh my gosh, thank you. Be the light for the EMP.
damn,
Right?
baboom.
Much love. Thank you. Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh,
Like
that goes in the wedding registry, by the way.
this is all for the wedding, guys. Um, yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
with
God.
you. I went through this, I shouldn't even like I've been on one for the past, I don't know, 2.5 year, like about 2.5 years, where like I've done everything possible to secure the perimeter here. I have a storeroom full of everything from first aid stuff, extra. I mean, anytime I see extra shit I can grab, extra Tylenol, extra whatever, Tums, like shit that could become important, I grab it. I have a bug out bag. I've also been buying like freaking walkie talkies and solar powered radios and, fire starting kits and water filtrate, water purification tablets. And I've got a shit ton of life straws and NASA blankets, whatever I can grab, like as I can do it, I've been doing it just in case. And then not only that, but I know that my brother's probably way prepped, but like the rest of the kids here, like my nieces and that, like they have no clue. They have no clue. So I try to have extra of everything.
You know, here's the other thing I think that people, I guess, if we're on this tip real quick, is formulate a plan with your neighbors.
I agree.
One of the things I've done. We live in a big house here, but it's a duplex. Everything in Minneapolis is like a duplex. So, my neighbors on the other side, there are my age. You know, they're cool. They're a couple, and like we were a couple here, and with a little kid. Now we split up. It's I'm just here. And I have him, when I have him. But like he's got his two-way set up. Like we have a plan. We got cameras. Like
Yeah.
we like the neighbor across the alley, the neighbor this way. And by the way, they're not all of our persuasion in terms of like it's just like straight up neighborhood shit. Like we're just like,
Right.
yo, just
Right.
talk
I
to your
mean,
neighbors in
yeah,
like
you
a
got
real
to.
way about like because here, 15 blocks down, like they burned down fucking Lake Street, man. This is ground zero for fucking Floydville where I live. It's
Right.
crazy, shit's crazy. And so like that really draws you into think about what's important and how you might get out of a situation regardless if you use it or not. If you don't have that shit and the shit does pop, it's like here's what it is. It's the cheapest fucking insurance that you could ever buy because insurance is bullshit and that shit will rip you off for a lifetime. This shit, it's like spend maybe 500 1,000 bucks and some time and some effort over a fucking several month time period. I mean, maybe a little faster nowadays. You might want to get a little more prepared than you might have had before.
Right.
But like other than that, it ain't that big of an investment to just have some basic shit
Right.
ready to go,
I
just
mean,
in
even
case,
even for
man.
stupid shit, like look what happened when they locked like people went nuts. But if you were already
You want to
prepared,
wipe your ass?
you weren't stressing. Right. Exactly. Let me see here. Hold on. Thank you so much, Navy Vet for the can, Quiet Coney for the ship, and Be the Light gifted the can said booze, bullets, and band-aids. I know that's right. Right. Amen. Um, yeah, do we have, as a matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, do we have a channel on Foxhole for preppers? Because if we don't, we need one.
Tian Homesteader has been doing a show on 412's channel with
Ah,
Callie Homesteader about more urban stuff. They've done power supply, where how you hook up generators and solar, and he did a show on water. I think he's doing a show on canning. So they have a little series going on there. There's a ton of stuff out there on YouTube for prepping, easy prepping, and in multiple different types of environments and money, various amounts of money that you're willing to invest, or where you live in
right.
the country. There's tons of information out there for people that they can gather. But yes, on the Foxhole on 412's channel, I think they've done 4 or 5 installments now. You should go watch some of the replays.
I'm
They're
I'm
fun.
going. I
Dude,
definitely am going
I get
to.
on there and I'm like asking like Tian Homestead like super complicated questions. Like I'm like, well, what about this in terms of like,
Right. Right.
so yeah, their shit's dope.
Definitely need to, yeah, for sure. And damn it, TikTok says the glow off of me looks like I've really got the foil on.
Oh,
What up,
duh,
Tick?
dude,
Good to
duh.
see you. Happy belated birthday, fam. Um, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the like YouTube. I follow a bunch of city prepper, Alaskan prepper, like any kind of preppers. Like I'm on it. Like what's going on here? Let's see what's going on here. Like I definitely check that out. All right, all right, all right. Belushi, you're a character from Star Trek. Any of the Star Treks, right? It could be Next Generation, could be Voyager, could be Deep Space Nine, could be Discovery, right? Who are you and why?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh Jesus.
Wait, so
You
Star Trek, Voyager,
Yeah, any of
or
the Star
Star
like
Wars? If
you're
I was any
not
character,
Star Wars. We're talking
well,
about Star
I
Trek,
don't
sir.
like Star Trek.
Oh my goodness. Tell me you haven't watched Star Trek.
Weddings off.
I love Star Wars too. Don't get me
I've
wrong.
watched, of course, I've
But
watched Star Trek. I'm just like, I don't like, fuck it, Captain Kirk, because I'm the fucking boss.
that I mean really like you want to be James T. Kirk? Like that's who you're going with? I don't know. There's so many races and
I
people to
want to
choose
be the
from.
captain.
Very good. Very good. I don't know. I would go with I would go with probably I would definitely either be a Vulcan or a Klingon. And I know that seems kind of contradictory, but I think I would have to go with either a Vulcan or a Klingon. Probably, maybe Tuvok, maybe Spock, but he's only half Vulcan. Like, I don't know. What race would you be? Like,
Hmm.
I'm definitely
Hmm.
down for the whole Klingon method, honor. I'm all about that honor shit for sure.
What? Yeah, no, I like that as well. What was the one that was the closest to the human race that had like the God, what was their name?
The Bajorans with the little wrinkly noses?
Yes, I
Oh,
think
they were
that's it.
all yeah. You might with the whole wormhole alien prophets.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
I can see
yes,
that.
yes,
I can
yes,
totally see that. You'd be like a Vedic in a monastery somewhere down there. Yeah, I
yes,
can
absolutely,
I can
100%.
totally see that. I can totally see that. Um, yeah. Tesla Dove says, "No, don't cancel the wedding." I love Star Wars too. Like, don't get me wrong. Uh, definitely. Um,
What's really going to bend your noodle later is if you would ask me about Star Wars.
go ahead. Okay, let's
No,
continue
no,
with
I'm
Star
not giving
Wars.
it to you now. No, no, we'll talk later.
I see. I see how this is gonna be. That's messed up, dude. Yeah, I did, but I'm with you. I'm with you. Yes, I like. Hey, Dem Turn Red. Yes, I like the logical thing, but I also, like I said, I also kind of like dig the whole Klingon thing as well. If I could be like half Klingon, half Vulcan, I
I'm a
think
fan
that
of the
would,
clean. You'd be like a hybrid. You'd be like a
yeah, I
Klingon
think that
hybrid.
would definitely encapsulate my personality, probably
I
to a
think so
T.
too. I agree with that.
That'd be
Yeah.
very hard though. Can you imagine like trying to control your emotions but just flipping out and wanting to demand honor for things like that, demand justice, whatever. Yeah,
What's so
Worf was
different
definitely
about
a
us
gangster.
right now?
Right?
Like, is it really
Right.
that different right now? I mean,
No, and
come
we're
on.
and look, we're fighting the freaking Ferengi all the time. Like,
Keep a hold of your emotions, but fucking save the planet.
yeah, it's
Figure that out right
right.
now.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult.
All right,
Do,
let's go.
do you have baby goats? I like baby goats.
I do too.
I love
Baby,
baby
actually,
goats.
oh my god, who said baby goats?
Be the light asked
Baby
about baby
goats
goats. They're the best.
probably are the most adorable thing you've
I
ever experienced
agree.
in your life.
Right?
And we're going to take back these animal symbols. We're going to take back owls. We're going to take back
Yeah,
goats.
because
We're
owls are
going to
pretty
take
cool
back
too.
sheep. We're
Right?
going to take back all these beautiful
Man, I know, right? They
creations of
just
God.
defiled these beautiful creatures with this symbolism, man. It's a shame, right? It's a damn shame. Um, all right, I got a good one for you now, right? Uh, you get an AI sidekick from a movie, right? You get an AI sidekick from a movie. Who are you choosing?
Well, does it have to be an actual AI sidekick
I mean,
from a
let's just
notable film?
it could be I mean, it could be, some sort of cybernetic organism. It
An
could
AI
be
sidekick. I
yes,
mean, now
like
you got my head in Star Wars, so I kind of want R2D2,
R2D2, right?
but because
Right?
he's like the shit. But like the new school R2D2 that they make like way like more capable in the newer films with their bullshit. R2D2 is probably high up there. Let me think if there's any other AI cyborgs that I would want
I
on my
mean, like
side.
I
I
might rock
guess
with
maybe
like
like
TARS,
Terminator in the first one.
Terminate. Yeah, first Terminator would definitely be an option.
Um, hmm,
What about TARS from Interstellar?
hmm.
He's kind of sarcastic, talks a little bit of shit. Like he's weird shaped, right? So there's no confusing him for other things. Like, you
Yeah, but
know,
like I'm trying to think about what I would use an AI bot for. I don't necessarily
anything.
need a friend. I need a motherfucking like weapon, like
Yeah, I mean, it could be
information,
that. Yeah,
protection.
you could get that dude from
And then
iRobot, that one
eventually,
good
once I
robot from
reach high
iRobot.
up Jedi status, then he becomes a friend. You know what I mean? R2D2 is number one. Final answer.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with. I mean, I feel that. I feel that, right? Hang 10 Alien Surfer says, "What about from a TV show? I want Kit." Right? I could say. I mean, that could count. It doesn't necessarily have to be from a movie. It could be from a TV show. I could rock with that.
Okay, I guess that's true.
You'd want a Borg, yeah. Like, what about like Seven of Nine might be cool to rock with. I could go with that. Like one disconnected from the collective. That'd be cool. Um,
Laura says, "Who wouldn't want a sarcastic robot?" I mean, I feel like
man,
R2D2 is a sarcastic bastard.
he
He's
does like,
he's like the
and
methods
you
of
know he's like
robots.
talking shit, right? Yeah, that is true,
He's like beep, 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 beep. He's like, "What do you mean, R2? Like, shut the fuck up! Like, just do your fucking
right? I
job."
can't say
And he's
that
like,
here,
"I'm pissed at you right now. I'm not doing shit." And
right?
you're
Yeah,
like, "All
that's
right,
true.
fine. I'm sorry, R2. I'm sorry. Okay, do it."
That is true. That is true. Um, Be the light gifted the can. Thank you. Says pour one out for the homie Tars. I know, right? I'm rocking with Tars. Um, okay. Now this one's gonna be difficult, right?
Uh-oh.
Aside from religious texts, what is the most important book ever written?
Aside from religious texts,
Yes.
what is the most important book ever written?
Hmm.
That's an extremely difficult question.
I know, right?
Well, um, in relation to what?
Period.
My opinion of
Yeah,
what I think.
to you, obviously, yes.
Um, believe it or not, I would say either well, fuck, that's really tough. I would say probably the most important book that I that wholeheart because there's several that I would put all my backing behind in terms of something I think the human race should understand and read is Power versus Force.
Hmm. I can see that. I can see that.
You have to understand how we're made up of human beings and how effective our manifestation of thought and our vibrational energy is. And when we harness that collectively and we link that chain together and we're all vibrating in a certain frequency together, we can actually create reality around us. And Power versus Force is all about understanding the scale in which your emotions dictate your vibrational energy, because water is the most highly conductive element on this planet. We're made up of 78% water. And so you have to understand that you can make yourself sick, you can heal yourself, you can change the world all through your own thoughts, intentions, and vibrations. And that ties to music, that ties to prayer, that ties to just anything you do in daily life. And Power versus Force is an extremely informative book to help you understand just how the resonance of Jesus Christ. I mean, he was way above normal just at solid state, and it's a super. I think it's something that people can grasp also that has been hidden from people, but is out there in plain sight that you can find. It's a good read, and it's something that I fully believe in. And Course of Miracles would be a close second. The Big Book of AA, the Bible. I mean, I guess the Bible is scripture, but like you go down the line. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge out there that it can be seeking. Is that a word? that
Right.
can be obtained. That's available for you that hasn't been suppressed yet. So Power
Um,
versus Force.
Alara says green eggs and ham. Just so you know,
Oh,
of course,
that's a must. I mean, that's
absolutely.
I was
The
assuming that I've already
foundation of
read that.
civilization, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Let me see. I'm seeing Art of War. I've seen 1984, Of Mice and Men. That's a good one. Celestine Prophecy, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Um, what else? I'm trying to scroll up. The chat
All
is
good
moving. Art
picks.
of the
All good
Deal.
picks.
Right.
But if I had to pick one, you know what I mean? It was like I
Thanks, J
thought
Bell,
about
for
all
the
those
cookie.
too. Like think about the art of the deal and all that stuff. Those are complicated subjects that exist in a complicated society that's already been constructed around. You find yourself in the confines of this matrix. It's like, okay, you're going to have to navigate things like war. This is foundational. Power
See,
versus force is foundational. It's like understanding who you are on this planet as a human being and the powers that you possess versus all the outside things that form your construct that keep you in a mind trap.
I would go with like I'm down with Art of War. I would the ex-con in me wants to say like 48 Laws of Power. That one was like a must read. The nerd in me wants to say like Bertrand Russell, like the history of Western philosophy. That kind of encapsulates like the progression of all modern thought. I really that's a book that I return to constantly. Joan of Arc says the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I
I just
really
saw
like that.
that.
I That was also a very good book, right?
Okay, I might have to
Um,
change my answer now. I'm just kidding.
right. That was also a
No,
very good book.
I stick by my shit,
What else did
man.
I see? The Tao. I saw. You guys have some good answers. Let's go to Forbidden Knowledge.
Good to see you out there, J Bell. You
Atlas
got
Shrugged
Bestie
was
out
good.
there,
Up three. Yeah.
Redfish,
J Bell.
Karen Hair 7, Thumper Rose.
Right. What else am I
They're
seeing
all
out there?
power versus force. Yeah, I agree, Thumper Rose. Look at your formidable enemies in your life and think about if they're exhibiting power or force. Force loses every time. Can't force life, man. Can't force situations. Can't force ideals. You can't force ideas. All you can do is resonate in the power of doing the work and getting out of the way of the results. And once you realize that you have that power, then the force bounces off you like motherfucking rubber band or rubber wall or whatever fucking thing was.
It's rubber. Right. Some kind of
Rubber.
rubber.
Rubber
Right.
and glue sticks to you. I don't remember some
Right.
old adage or something.
I'm
All right,
rubber,
next
you're
question.
glue.
I'm rubber,
Whatever
you're
you
glue.
say
Whatever you say
bounces off
sticks
me and sticks to
sticks to
you.
you. That's
Right?
right. That's
That's right.
force.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is where we're getting married.
Right? Clearly.
We're already finishing each other's sentences.
Look at that. Um, all right. What do you think should be the goal of humanity as a whole?
Due diligence. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
do.
Hard knocks at PhD. Fred 44. Okay, keep going.
What do you think
He's like,
should
way to
be
not recognize me. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, bro.
right? What up, do? Uh, what do you think should be the goal of humanity as a whole? Like if we could all work together, like if we could, can't we all just get along? If we could all just get along, what should be our common goal?
It's gonna sound so cliche.
I this there are there is there any answer to this that's not sounding cliche?
I mean, I'm toiling between two words, and the one word I want to use is all encompassing, but it's like something that the opposition is used to vain, which is like so tainted now. I mean, it's a form of peace. I was going to say unity because it really is about unity, and I hate that they've hijacked that word.
Yeah.
But it's about the honeycomb for me. If you look at how bees are structured in their society, how they create perfect geometrical shapes within, they are pure God's design. They are how the flowers are pollinated. They're how the crops are able to germinate. I mean, they are so vital to life, and that design, and they are one unit. They have pure unity as a species and the way that they operate. And I think that the human race has that capability to be able to have everyone have jobs that they're proud of and that they love, that um, uh, uh, give to the greater good of the community or the society, and it all works in harmony. So I guess the bumblebee and that unity, that unit, that colony is something that I look to as sort of God's perfect design. The ants too. The ants are like that. So I don't know. I guess unity. That sounds so
Could
stupid.
we? I mean, could
I'm
we
gonna
get
I'm gonna
there?
get fucking slaughtered for that one.
Could we get there without a freaking hive mind though?
Oh,
I
so I
mean,
mean, are you thinking that it's a hive mind, or do you think that everyone has an individual job that they're proud of and that they're happy to participate in that way? I mean, I guess
if
it could sound a
that's
little
it, then I'm
socialist.
totally then I'm totally down. Well, listen, and this is socialism is one of the it sounds great on paper. Like everybody wants to eradicate poverty, clean up the planet, peace among men, whatever. Like everybody wants these things. The issue is how Can we even get there? Like, can we get there? The issue is, do we have to
Right now,
carry?
hell no.
Right. But I mean, it can't be successfully implemented. We've seen it. There's always, like in Animal Farm, everybody's some all animals are created equal, but some animals are more equal than others. There's always that group that takes that position. And that's why communism and socialism will never work. At least not, definitely not
But
now.
hold on
You
a
know.
second. The premise of the question was, what do you view
Yes.
as
The goal
perfect
should be
harmony?
the goal of
Yeah.
humanity as a whole. And do I
A-
see do said harmony?
Harmony is a great harmony, unity. Whether you associate that with collectivism or socialism, um, the very essence of the idea of where that construct came from is sort of what I'm talking about. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It might work with 100 people, but once you get beyond that
Right.
that monkey test, it turns into a whole different thing.
Joan
It's
of Arc
complicated.
says our goal should be to be kind. That I
This is
can
all
rock
part of
with.
it. If you're talking about, I guess where my mind went with it was, how do we have at the scale that we have now in the human race, like how do we create one collective sort of unity around the planet where we're all working towards a common goal? Well, if everyone has a job and everyone is worth something, that's no one's above the next. It's not like about expand your thinking. Like, I'm not talking about free cap. Like, dude, I'm a
I get
capitalist, like
it.
a motherfucker. Like, we're not talking about like a free capitalist, society where free markets need to work and we need to have rich people and poor people and middle class. I'm talking about, it's like, if you told me what did I think the perfect design would be, it would be nature. Nature is a better word. Just nature in general, the balance of nature, how they self correct, how they
Balance.
interact, balance. You know what I
Balance.
mean? So I was trying to use the bumblebee as an example, but
I
like,
was just, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, and thank you for the can CK White Horse. Much love to you. Um, like, say, but now let's go farther than just the original question. I mean, say, let me just with socialism in general. If we agree that, like, the goals, like and not the spun goals that we're getting. I mean, the goals of, like, you know, everybody being worth, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to say equivalent worth. How do we get there? Like, what do you do with the people that don't want to contribute? What do you do with how do we get past the group of people that always think they're more equal than everybody else? Like, is like these people, like, I argue this all the time. Like, the people that are pushing this stuff, it's not anything that we could ever implement. I don't think we could ever implement that. I mean, that's why I argue in favor. Like, the system we have now has a problem because of corruption, but in its purest form, work is rewarded. Uh Excellence is rewarded. Because everybody is not equal like that. People are inherently equal as human beings, but there's people out there that are smarter than me. There are people out there that are prettier than me. There are people out there that have more umph than me. It's always going to be that way. I accept that. I don't demand that I be treated as an equal with somebody that's clearly better at whatever than me. I'm not for participation trophies. Like, if you're better than me at some shit, then much respect. I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, what do we do as a society now? Uh, in the face of these people that are trying to push this ideology, like, how do we explain to them? How do we explain to them, man?
um, so I was on Neo's show yesterday morning. We were talking about miracles. And one of the things and one of the conclusions I've started to draw in my own life about thinking about this, you know, grander scale of an idea around what is God's role in all of this, and what role are we playing? Because at the end of the day, I'm here to do his work. And when I'm done doing his work, he'll call me home. But I've surpassed so many situations in my life that has continued to draw me back to doing his work. Well, I think my work is here, and the work that I'm doing and what I'm ultimately trying to lead towards is hopefully I think at some point, um, how do I say this without sounding like what I understand about spirituality, what I've seen, what I've experienced, the journey that I've gone on, the walk that I've had with Christ. His hand will be in the great awakening at the end, one way or the other.
That I
Whether
absolutely
it's a
agree.
physical kinetic event of splitting the Red Sea or it's a massive awakening of consciousness done through a series of events, I think we're rapidly heading towards one way or the other, or being lost forever. I don't think that in the end God does win, because God will reseed the planet. When everyone thinks about God's going to win, that doesn't mean that you win too, in terms of what you think winning is. Because when you look at winning the Matrix, that's like holding on to this old design and this paradigm that, like, I'm going to be okay, everything's going to be okay, and then I'll have like my dream, life over here. Nah, man, we're God soldiers. Like, I hate to be like, I'm not trying to be negative, but it's just like, you may not end up where you think you're going to end up, but at the end of the day, it's the job and the path that God puts you on. So that's like the tough pill. When you take the red pill, you got to swallow all of it, all that truth. So I think God will have a hand in it at the end. That's what I think. And I think I honestly think this life we're living through right now, there's going to be numerous new chapters of the Bible written, or if not a new testament of the Bible created out of all this. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, Bible says there will be a new earth. When all the shenanigans are done, there will be a new earth. Let me ask you this. Do you believe in absolute good and absolute evil?
Now,
You don't. Tell me about
I
that.
believe we possess both.
Well, yes, but
And
I mean, do you think that there are things that are inherently good and inherently evil? Like, is
no,
there a black and white on that?
I think children are born perfectly in God's design, and I think they're absolutely groomed or corrupted to be one way or the other. And life experience plays a role, and there's so many variables and factors. But I think that you are born a pure creature of God, and something happens to you, whether it's and this is what the cabal understands about how we're made up and our psyche and how we think and how we perceive the world and the experiences that we have that shape our behavior. They corrupt that shit from jump. What do you think all this pedophilia is about? What do you think all this generational statistic torture and sacrifice is about? They do this shit to their own children generationally. This shit is not naturally born on this planet, man. Now, do I think outside aliens and the Vril infecting? Do I think robotoids and this consciousness transfer into all these demonic beings exists? Absolutely. Do I think there's demonic energy on this planet infecting good souls? 100% every day, all the time.
Is
But
demonic
I
energy
don't think we're
absolute
born that
evil?
way. No, I think demonic energy is trapped souls that made a deal that they can't back out of, honestly. So in terms of absolute evil, yeah, Satan's absolute evil.
But
So if you look at the paradigm of that existing, the polar opposites of a magnet, positive, negative, yin and yang, whatever you want to call it, Satan and God, yeah, absolute
so
evil
is that
exists,
the
and
only
absolute.
absolute evil and absolute good would be Satan and God, and
I don't
everything
like to
else?
speak in black and whites.
Well,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying? You're
asking you.
trying to
Is
get me this.
everything
No,
else a
there's
shade
gray.
of
There's
gray?
gray. Everything's a shade of gray, in my opinion.
That's what I was wondering. Are you a black and white or shades of gray kind of guy?
No, 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 no. Humility, man. It's all gray.
Um, okay, all right. What additional fundamental human rights, like fundamental rights, would you add, like, say, to the Constitution if you could? Like, is there anything missing there? As far as fundamental rights go?
To the Constitution.
Well, I'm just using that as the
I think there
example.
should be. I think there should be a
What up, Brain
clear.
Pod?
I think there should be a clearer path to accountability. I think that, what the Constitution does is it says that the government can't do certain things, but it also doesn't say exactly what the path for the people are to enact those rights against government officials that are fucking basically raping us. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like, there's certain absolutes in the Constitution, And like, there's nothing I would change about it. I would just say that maybe there is need to be drawn now and a precedent set for the way that these people have subverted the Constitution. There should be a path to hold them accountable. And I just don't see that. And I'm not a constitutionalist or a lawyer. You use that as an example. So
Yeah, I
that's a
just
personal
fundamental
opinion.
human right. Like I think privacy of thought should be
Maritime law
protected.
needs to go. We've been operating under a freaking monarchy for way too long. We were never free in this country. Natural law, God's law, which is like don't harm, don't kill anyone, don't physically harm anyone, don't rob your neighbor, don't bang his wife, and don't steal from anyone. I mean, it's a pretty freaking simple concept.
Right. I do agree with that. Silent Bob Ross, I'm late getting in. If they discussed wedding plans, is there a date yet? We haven't set a date yet. We're working on that. What up, Jimmy James? What up, Jorge
Bro, the
Martinez?
guest list
Thank
is
you to
already
you.
huge, so you might want to send your email and
Yeah,
send it
Belushi.
around.
All reservations get sent to Belushi1 at protonmail.com. Yeah, I'm thinking like I think we should include privacy of thought, freedom of thought, um, full access to the accumulated human knowledge. Like I think maybe I'm thinking, and I still have to think through this. I think maybe complete and unfettered access to the internet should be considered a fundamental right. I don't think anybody should get to pick and choose what information. Now, whether you put the work forward to to find things, that's on you. Just like we're guaranteed the right to the pursuit of happiness. Like nobody guaranteed your ass happiness. They guaranteed you the right to pursue it. Right now, whether you get it or not, that's not on me. You know. But I think we should have unfettered access to, like I said, the total amalgamation of human knowledge. I definitely think freedom of thought and privacy of thought should be constitutionally protected fundamental rights. And especially with the way AI is going and with the tech manipulation they're pushing, like if we don't do that now, and I harp on that all the time, but if we don't protect freedom of thought and privacy of thought sometime extremely soon, we're going to end up with, in a shit show, like worse
Hey, so
than now.
you're alluding to Minority Report, basically,
Man,
right?
well,
Like
that's
pre-crime, like
absolutely that.
and here's what I say about that. I agree with you because there needs to be some adaptation of modern times with technology and how fast information moves and how people have literally been put into a second tier. We talk about a two-tier justice system. When you're talking about statutes and mandates and all these other things, the way they get you into these unlawful courts and into these systems, these are all constructs of commerce law. This is private businesses trying each other, looking at you as you are a commodity. You are a dead parcel. The way you were born and what your birth certificate was associated to and have been traded on the stock market since the day you were freaking born. You didn't know when they slapped you on the ass and then started cutting your child the second he comes out of the womb. You didn't know that that was ritualistic torture. You didn't know that the doctor was a docking station and that you were delivering in a ship because you were born out of water. This is all maritime law bullshit. It's not natural law. Just like the United States of America is a dead corporation in all caps. And when you take your sovereignty back on this planet and understand what all those things mean, that's when we'll be free. But we're a long way from even trying to explain that to people. So when you talk about the Constitution, yeah, I don't think there's anything I would change, but it doesn't matter. The Constitution has been subverted and basically ended around by the entire legal system. The judicial system in this country is fucking horseshit. It's a lie. It doesn't upstand anything. And the fact that people haven't woken up to that, I don't know how many more articles and disappointments you guys can have in order to understand this. Okay. It all
I
has to be nuked and paved, and we have to rebuild from the fucking ground up. There's no fucking Republicans or Democrats.
well,
There's
that
none
I
of it.
definitely agree.
There's
Yeah,
none of it.
like yeah,
This shit makes me crazy because I've been biting my tongue about this for months.
no,
It's like
politicians are definitely, regardless, two sides of the same coin.
there's
Like
no inserting new energy into the swamp to make the swamp less swampy. It's a fucking swamp. It needs to be fucking paved, and we need to start over. Rant over. I hope we're still engaged.
Redfish, yeah, we're still engaged. Redfish says, "I want my foreskin back." then I'll be
Yeah,
free.
dude. And just cutting the umbilical cord, like that 30, 40 minutes of letting those nutrients continue after that process. No, they want you to cut it right away, and they make it like a thing for the dad in the room. Like, I've done it. They're like, you want to have the honors, and like you're just like, you're all like, shit, this is fucking crazy in here. You're like, yeah, like give me the thing. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't know until you know.
What up,
I mean,
Stacks?
dude, fuck,
And if
dude.
you don't know, now you know, right? Um, hmm, I'm with that. I'm with that. I mean, I feel you. I feel you. Don't get Belushi'd, man. Uh, okay, all right. So here's one that can allow you to go on a nice robot rant. If you think so, do you think that advances in tech are dooming the human race?
Yes.
Do you think it's
Social
because,
media has been an integral part of destroying the nuclear family.
no doubt, no doubt about that. Do you think it's because the tech itself is inherently disastrous, or do you think it's because of its user error?
What do you mean by tech? I mean, with Facebook and Twitter or
I mean,
CIA?
Facebook, Twitter, autonomous weapon systems, or advances in medical tech, any kind of tech. Do you think, like,
I think the tech that exists, first of all, that we're being shown is hundreds of years behind what they actually have. I think they keep us dumbed down and stupid, put in a closet. We're mushrooms. We're fed shit and put in the dark. I mean, we're not given what is actually out there. Do I think in the right hands, say the alliance came in and really took over the corporate political what's the right word, technocracy that exists in this country, because it's like we're not run by politicians, we're run by corporations and technology.
now
You
that
guys
is
have to figure that
absolutely
out,
true.
right? And so, like, if I think that some powerful leaders got in place and took out the Gates and the Bezoses and the Warren Buffetts and the Clinton foundations and all these big powerful arms of all these different companies and infrastructure that exists here, we could use technology for the betterment of humanity. I mean, it exists. I mean, we can cure so many diseases. We can right so many energy wrongs. Nobody would be in poverty. No one would be struggling for clean water and shelter. I mean, like the amount of space on this planet compared to what they're making it seem like we're overcrowded and we don't have enough. And we have more than 10,000 times our population, enough resources on this planet to take care of everybody. It's absolutely absurd. It's a lie. It's a joke. They're laughing at you and it's disgusting. So yes, I think with the right powers in place, technology could save the world. But right, it's always been weaponized against us from jump. Look at Tesla, look at Chase and the Titanic. Look at
Right.
how they took over, why they wanted to put Edison power and build these grids. I mean, people don't look at your history. That's all I'll say. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Thank you for the can, Tesla Dove. Uh, Much love to you. They said mushroom tips. It's the shroom in
The
residence,
fucking the
man.
shroom in residence,
It's
man.
the
That mushroom
shroom in
tip.
residence,
Back
man.
you on the forehead, then you might wake up.
Ah. Um, all right. If your life had a soundtrack, what would it be?
That might be the most difficult question I've ever been asked.
Right? I already know.
My life had a
Yeah, like if I
soundtrack.
if I woke up, it would just. I'm telling you right now. Da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da,
that's a good one.
da.
The
Like I would
first thing that I'm just gonna
I would
go
rock
with
with that.
my. I'm just gonna go with the absolute, literally, even before you finish the question, the first thing that came to my mind, and I was like, like one of those things where you're like, well, this doesn't really represent me, or like, I the Tiger, man. I the Tiger was the first thing I was like, ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding, ding, ding.
yeah, that's a good one. Eye of the tie. Yeah, right. That's a good one. That's a good
Just
one.
like, dude, I'm on the streets, like I'm jogging, and I'm like, I'm ready to fuck some shit up. I don't
Right.
know.
I'm with. Okay, I could see that. I could see that. That's a good answer. Um. Thanks, BrainPod. Yeah, this is kind of a well, I messed around with interview formats and I just decided that this was the way to go. Just random crazy
Just off the
questions.
cuff, baby.
Yeah,
Just
we're
go.
just random crazy
Well,
questions.
we're on 90-day bride, just so you guys don't. We're streaming to TLC
We
right
are.
now,
We are.
YouTube, Facebook, a bunch of other channels. So just so you know.
Right, right, right. Um, okay, well on the other end of that, right? And I don't think I asked you this. Um, if hell had a soundtrack, what would it be?
I'm trying to think about the worst like version of like insane slash metal because I actually do like metal, like good metal, like
I
harmonic
imagine boy
metal.
bands like
See,
in
like I kind
hell,
of
like freaking I don't know, like some kind
so
of in
I know
sync or shit
I know
something.
last bands
Lance
bass like
Bass.
bass. Oh, somebody put a rill in my pocket. Um, he's not a bad guy. I don't know. I like, and and I like Marky Mark. I feel like he's a patriot. I mean, maybe I missed some of the fucking videos on him molesting kids if he did, but I know he
BrainPod
belonged.
says it's a small world. That would suck. On loop for eternity?
Oh, have you been on the ride
Man,
In Cali and
no.
Disney?
But I can imagine it
Brain
probably.
Pod just sort of he
Yeah.
lives in Southern California. Like I lived there for 10 years. He kind of nailed it. I think I actually yeah, that's my
Oh
answer.
man, on loop for eternity, that would suck.
On Live for Eternity.
That would suck so much.
You might rip your own face off.
Yeah, that would
It's a
definitely
small
suck.
world after
Yeah.
all. Might
Oh,
be for the win. Brain Pod extra
due
bonus.
diligence says that damn Barney theme song. That might be too. Right?
Oh,
Or
see
or
now
maybe the
oh, what
song
about the
that doesn't
Teletubbies
end.
song?
The
The
Teletubbies maybe.
song that does
Doesn't end.
oh,
Yes, it goes
all of
on
them,
and
all
on,
the
my
above. All
friend.
the
Some
above.
people started singing it, not knowing. Yeah, oh God.
Now
Can you
everyone's
imagine?
gonna have nightmares tonight. You're
Right?
welcome.
That would be horrible. That would be so horrible. Okay. All right, yeah. That would suck. Um, hmm. Okay. Belushi.
Wait, can you do shout outs to the chat for
Yeah.
2 seconds? All right.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I got this. What music would say? No, it would have to be something Satan hates, Thumper Rose. I mean, he would have to hate it too, you think. Like, I don't know, Satan's got to hate hell, man. You would think it's a punishment, right? Baby Shark. Yes. Yes, Redfish. Freaking Baby Shark. Yeah, Lamb Chop. That's LA Addicts. That's what I was trying to. I couldn't think of Lamb Chop. I thought I was thinking sheep something, but it's Lamb Chop. That's right. Um, right. Oh, frightening me on. Yeah, right. On the same frequency, man. Right. Thanks. Now I'll never sleep. I know, Tick. I know. Those who know cannot sleep, man. Right. Ah, you guys are killing me. Yeah, he had to go probably or grab another beer. I'm not the kind of wife that asks a lot of questions. Like, if he needs to run off for a minute, as long as he comes back, we're cool.
Yeah, see?
Look at that. See, it works out, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the phone. Grill him for the Puffin
That's the kind of wife
remix.
I've been looking for my whole life. She's like, yeah, my hubby's got to go do some shit. I'm not going
Yeah,
to fucking ask him. He's
yeah.
just,
Don't do
I
no
trust
shady
him.
shit and come
I
home.
trust
Like,
him, whatever. Just getting a
right?
beer. Jesus Christ.
That's what I see. I know you so well. That's exactly what I said. They were like, he had to go pee. I was like, yeah, he's probably getting a beer. Yeah. Silent Bob Ross, thank you for the phone. Says grill him for the Puffin remix. Still waiting, Belushi. Still
I
waiting.
love how you guys think that remixes are just so fucking simple. Like I press a few buttons and it just magically
Yeah, isn't
shoots
that
out
how
my
that works? I
unicorn
mean, I don't know.
asshole.
Yeah, like beep boop boop beep bop boop beep. Right?
Right. Puffin is on. It's on the list. Honestly, it is. It's on the list.
Right, right, right.
Maybe I can make. Maybe I can make through the persecution that's happening in my personal life right now. But you
I
guys
know.
just like
I
I got
know.
time for your fucking. Okay, let's go.
Don't hate on the Puffin remix, man. Just
I'm
when you
not hating on the
can.
Puffin remix. I'm
When you
hating on the
can.
pressure from people that don't understand.
When you can. All right, Belushi. If you were featured on the local news, what would you most
Which
likely,
time?
right? Just hypothetical. You don't even got to give it. Just
No, I mean,
if
okay, I've been
you
on
were
the news, but
featured,
okay.
right? I know. Me too. It was a horrible story, and it does not bear repeating. If you were featured on the local news, what would you most likely be on there for?
Music.
You think? Now
Hmm.
that's where it wouldn't
Well,
be
just
like
because that's when I've been in the paper and the
some
news and stuff.
crazy Florida man
I'm
story.
not gonna commit any crimes, guys. I'm chill, man. I ain't trying to like rock the Casbar
Uh,
here.
Silent Bob
Uh,
Ross. Now he's getting on
you
me.
know,
Gifted the
you know what I
phone.
would aspire to be on the local news for. I really hope that when we turn the leaf, that we a whole new world of commerce opens up and dissolves these NGOs, and that we actually have real, uh, uh, properly funded uh, humanitarian projects that are from people that actually care and want to build that type of infrastructure so that we can help not only our own country but other countries and really put forth you know help for people that need it and it's something that I feel like I would love to be part of something like that move like if all industry changed, right? And like all these new like think about Space Force, right? Like Space Force is like this new form of like branch of the military. And it's like, hey man, I can go train to be part of the Space Force and like explore the unknown. Like imagine if like humanitarian projects were a similar thing where it's like man, all this like gumption and like money and energy got put behind it and it created all these new jobs. And it's like it was a whole new world, like the Wild West for people to go be like, oh man, I can go like help people and like it was a legit thing versus like some fucking front for trafficking. Dude, I'm all in and I would hope that I would be
Bruh.
written up in the paper for that.
Right. Thank you for the cookie share within. And yeah, I see you, Silent Bob Ross, with the phone. Thank you. Says a remix is as easy as unlocking the phone. That's actually a shot at me. Right. I'm working on it. I will go to town. Um, right. What Fred 44 says a boating accident. Yeah, I lost all my guns that way. And it was a tragic boating accident. I don't know what happened.
Fishing poles.
Right.
We were fishing poles. I don't know what this G word you're using, this fishing pole.
Oh, listen.
Oh, listen.
I lost him in the boat.
Listen
I don't
up.
know. I don't have, I lost him in a boating accident.
Whatever.
Blue foil. It's not foilushi. It's blue foil, they said. Blue foil, right? Med beds. Maybe. Maybe. I love Florida man news stories. Those are my favorite. Just so you know. It always brightens up my day somehow. Gives me a good laugh. Florida man stories. Um, okay. If you could meet any person, dead or alive, who would it be and why? What would you ask them?
Hmm. I like I want to say Tesla just because I feel like
Good answer.
there was so much like that he had to unlock the universal map that I couldn't not start there. Like, you know what I mean?
Good
Like
answer. Right?
I don't know. That's like the only person that like I could go way back and like, oh, I wanted to be in this era and it'd be cool. Nah, man, like I want the fucking shit. I want the sauce. Like I want the 6,000 I want all your inventions. I want to know, like, dude, I know you're from Venus, bro. Like, tell me about Venus. Like, I
Yeah,
want to know
something.
all of it. I want to know
Right?
all of it. Yeah.
Secret alien downloads. Like something was going on there. Right? I can dig it. I can dig it. Um, Thumper Rose, it says God, but God wasn't I mean, person that lived on the earth that you could just
Yeah, I figured you meant that. I mean, and I've also met the creator. So Astro
Sword of
project, you
Michael
shall
says,
seek.
say John Belushi or you're fired. Ah,
I don't know
right.
what that means, man.
You don't want to meet the Belushi?
No. Are you going to ask me the clone question next? No, I would not want to clone it myself. We would not get along at
You
all.
wouldn't. I couldn't either.
No,
Right? Yeah, I
I
do
would.
ask everybody
We
if
would
they
be.
could be
We
friends
would
with
be
a
kicking
clone
the
of
shit out of
themselves.
each other. Like,
Yes.
dude, I'm in charge, bro. Like,
Right.
get the
I
fuck out
was
of here.
totally with methods on like there can only be one. Like there can only be one, right? Um hmm. All right. What in your opinion is the most amazing animal alive today? I'll
Whale,
specify that alive today.
whales.
Whales?
Hmm.
Even more so than dolphins?
Yes,
Why?
I think the way that well, they're both equally as impressive. I don't. The question wasn't comparing the two. I think whales have more ancient wisdom and more time on the planet.
Oh,
Uh,
I no, no, no. I was asking
I know you were,
what is
but then you
awesome
said,
about.
"Oh, what's awesome about whales?" The way the way that they the construct of their society, the way that they form their pods and their families, the way they communicate. They're so vital to the ecosystem of the ocean. It's insane. They are the wisdom of the, like, they are the grandfathers of the ocean, in my opinion. I mean, they are everything. I mean, I have a whole series of my music that
Ah, yes.
you're looking at my background right now. That is my beach house. The Whale Cave sessions is when I started producing these mixes that you guys sometimes hear. Like, I have a whole
Yes.
series that
I love that.
like on the radio for years, like Whale Cave sessions. Like, it was all about the Whale Cave. It was all about the inspiration. We used to do every Wednesday night at the Whaler, which is the bar down the street on the corner of Pacific. We do whaling out Wednesdays. Like, whaling has been like my whole thing. Like, whales, I'm obsessed with whales. I love whales. I think they're everything. You know, being able to go out during the season when they come to spawn in the waters of Southern California, you get out there and you can watch them, and they're completely majestic. I mean, they're beyond this world. I mean, but you know, whales in the ocean, owls in the air, man. I mean, you know, I'm all about the wisdom of the animals. Even though they, you know, they've hijacked the whales, they've hijacked the owls, they've
Man.
hijacked the bunny rabbits, they've hijacked fucking
Right?
every animal, dude. We're taking it back. I'm taking all the animals
Taking
back.
all
Fuck
the
these
animals.
people,
That's what we're
dude.
doing here today, man.
Fuck
Taking the
these
animals
people,
back.
man. Like,
Right?
they don't know. They're
Uh
tapping into something. They're tapping into something again, like you said. Could it be tech used for good? It's the same with that ancient understanding of how animals and that spirit, like that knowledge, comes down. It's like that same idea. Is like you're tapping into these forces of nature, right? So it's like, dude, whether it's used for good or bad is the question.
I agree. I
Knock my
agree.
mic like a mother.
Thank you for the shades, Tesla Dove. Um, man, I was thinking, and I see Amy Joe said whales and elephants. I was thinking elephants and ravens. Like, I really, ravens are awesome. Like, there's a there's a goofy ass dude on YouTube that has a Sam the Raven, like this talking raven. Ravens are super clever, but elephants are amazing too. And I mean, for a lot of the same reasons, the way that they value social structure and their family, and
There's a
I mean, they
theory out
mourn
there
their
that
dead, and
there's a theory out there that the elephants were the kings of the jungle for a period of time, like a long, like before the, like beyond the, like before the lions were the king of the jungle, like they were the superior being on the planet. Elephants for a long time.
I
There's a
love
whole theory.
elephants. They're
Um,
smart. They
there,
paint.
yeah,
Like, you've seen the elephant paintings? Those are
yes,
awesome.
and there's a place in Joshua Tree in the desert in Southern California, and it's called, I think, um God, it's going to escape me now. Something rock, but there's these formations of literally this elephant stand, like, you know how they go, they march in unison. It's this rock formation that literally it's all elephants, like back to back to back to back, and like there's something about the elephants. I totally agree. When I was living in Nepal, you would literally see elephants cruising down the street, like with like hauling bamboo and shit, like, dude, like on a busy street.
I love elephants.
The way animals interact with human society and the rest of the planet is so different from here. And no, elephants are up there. Huge, huge, huge brains and wisdom, and
Yeah, they
they
do
can
seem
survive
very
incredible
wise.
journeys without a
Yes.
lot of water, and like they're incredible, incredible mammals.
TikTok says turtles. I like turtles too. I am a fan of turtles. Right. Uh yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Um all right. Belushi, would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great grandchildren?
Future. I've already met my ancestors.
Tell me about that.
DMT.
Well, I figured. I was gonna say some sort of vision quest or
I've vision quested, and I have a lot of visions and things that I experience. I get a lot of downloads. I've have a very specifically mapped out lineage on the Irish side of my mom's side, where we go back to the 15th, 14th century. My mom's sister, my aunt, actually went out to the UK, traveled Scotland and Ireland, and literally would knock on people's doors that were relatives first removed or ancient or whatever, and mapped our lineage all the way back. And I feel like I have a good sense of those people's stories, and I've met them in visions and dreams and trips and things of that nature. But I don't know where the future of my three sons are going. Especially my two older boys, and I would love to see just how the earth turns out, and what
Right.
happens, and what their lives turn out to be, and what my great 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 grandchildren look like, and are we still the same people, and things of that nature. I mean, that is everything I'm working towards right now in my own life in the present moment. And I know my spirit's going to go on, so that this time here is just whatever, it's a blink of the eye. But I would love to just witness what they're up to, and hopefully that I set a foundation for them that was something that was lasting, because I've gotten that from my grandparents and their grandparents, and we have a strong resolve in my family and conviction around humility, and how we view the planet and how we view the spirit, and it's real strong in my family, man. And we're all like fucking hardcore patriots and God people, and yeah, man, I hope that continues in our bloodline. I think it will.
Right.
I think it will. It's never ended thus far. So like there's special bloodlines that you need to appreciate and love. And if it's maybe splitting your own family, try to create your own, man, because and I'm curious to see where that future looks like.
I can dig that for sure. Yeah, I think I'd rather go to the future too. Like I know, like you said, I know the history of my family for sure. Um, okay. If you could give your past self some advice, like just what would you tell yourself? If you could go back, say
Find
20 years, I know, right? I said that, but
find the truth.
find the truth. You tell your 20 like 20-year-old self that? Hmm. I don't know that my
You don't
20-year-old
like that
self
I
would
got
have
quick
listened.
answers. This shit's like conviction for me. Like when you ask me these questions, like there's no thinking about it. Find the truth. If I could go up to 15-year-old me and he knew that I was older me, and I was just like looked at him dead in the eyes and I was like, find the truth. Fuck, man. I was already trying to find the truth. I'd be like, holy shit, older me told me to find the truth. I'm fucking gonna find the truth.
Right? I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know what I would say to myself, right? Definitely probably don't get arrested would be at the top of my list.
All those lessons we had to go through, man. That's part of the truth. That's part of the
That
journey
was
to the
that.
truth.
Listen, I don't uh I don't regret the course my life took because I would not I needed all of that. I needed to live through and experience all of that. Like I definitely don't have any regrets as far as that's concerned. I mean, shit could have went down different. But like, would I go back and change that? Probably not. Not if I knew I was going to be where I'm at now.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm,
mean, that's God
definitely not.
working in your life. It's not always puppy dogs and
No,
rainbows.
I right, man. That's trying to teach these kids that like nobody. First of all, nobody owes you shit, and nobody promised you a rose garden, man. Like, you want a rose garden, you better get out there and like till soil and plant it. You got to
But
take
here's a
care of it.
trophy.
Like nothing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like nobody promised you shit. Calm down. Like that's the hardest lesson. I mean, what do you think is the most important thing that you'll teach your kids?
Um, Radical self-reliance and responsibility.
Yes, yes. Self-reliance.
I
Man,
think
we have
that the way
lost
I
that.
was, one of the ways that my parents did an incredible job with me is that they sort of let me figure things out for myself. They were there to catch me if I fell, but for the most part, you got a bunch of helicopter parents running around trying to, basically indoctrinate their own children and form them to some sort of matrix system where they're told that they have to accomplish these certain things, and there's an immense amount of pressure. They give them over to the state. I mean, it's a complete mind job. And when you let your kid just sort out the world for himself, They have the ability. They were built with the ability. They have a radar. They have a gauge. They have an antenna. They understand how to form their own experiences and consciousness. And for me as a young child, I realized this world was bullshit straight away. There was always something wrong. And, at first, my parents were putting me in therapy and doing all these other things. Like, why is he so angry? Why is he so frustrated? I'm frustrated because these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they're telling me to do shit that I don't need to do. And this is bullshit. How is this practical in any human being's life? And from a very young age, that was very apparent to me. I don't know if that I have an ability that other people don't have, but I've always bucked against the system. I've always bucked against authority. And I think that you need to hand your child over to God. One thing I've done with all three of my children is I've let them go to God. And I've said basically, you have to come to a point where you realize that you can only do so much for your children until you relinquish that responsibility over to God, and you say, God, you got them, and I'm going to do everything that you tell me to do and that I can to protect them and keep them safe. But for the most part, man, they're on their own, man, just like I was. You get slapped on the ass, you scream, they wrap you in a blanket, and you're fucking on your own, man. Once you get off your mama's titty, you're done. You got to go. You got to get a job, bro. I mean, if that's where
Man,
it's going, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like especially when you have boys, it's like you got to teach them to be men. And
definitely.
this world is rough, and and it's not that they need to not have their innocence broken or have a good childhood. It's just they need to understand that there's consequences, and that you need to lead a certain type of lifestyle in order to get respect and be respected and be respectful. And so, I mean, that's the deal, man.
I agree. I agree completely. Absolutely. Yes, no regrets, right? I got no regrets. Uh, are we good on Foxhole, guys? Are we 5 by 5 over there? Is it buffering real bad? If it is, I'm sorry. My new toaster is here, so I will be getting that set up through the course of the week. It is a project because I have to work every freaking day, but I will be streaming to the bunker soon, so that should help,
Right on, right on.
right? Um, can
That
you
was a wedding gift.
a wedding gift from my loving viewers on Foxhole and YouTube and
That's right.
DLive,
That's well. What did you think
right?
I bet from me?
Yeah, no,
God,
I better get
are we
something
fight? Is this our
stellar
first fight?
from
Are
you.
we fighting?
I expect something stellar from you for our wedding, Belushi. I just want you to know. Um, right? Oh, thank you, Plan Patriot. I appreciate that. All right. Give me an example of something that you absolutely used to believe, like 100%, but then you found out you were wrong.
Money. I used to think if you this is a difficult one. The so the
Ah,
connotation
you
of
just mad because I got all the answers. All right.
the connotation of money is something that is necessary to survive right now on this planet, but it's also the biggest trick. It's a Babylon spell. It's meant to keep you oppressed, and it's meant to keep you doing things that you don't want to do in order to support the things and the people that you love. And so you're stuck. You're up against a wall. You got two edges of that sword. And I'm very, very good at making money, and it's never been an issue for me. And I've gone without, and I've gone with a lot, and it comes and goes. And once you realize that it's not the be all end all of what God's plan is for you here, then it becomes a different thing. It becomes sort of like this necessary evil, this thing that you have to deal with and commerce in, right? Like I don't know if that's a word, commerce. Conduct your business in, and
Hey, Kaboomer, thanks for the shades.
so over the years, as I've gotten older and pushed through the obsession with, well, if I just have enough, I'll be okay, kind of mentality. Once you realize that that's not
Right.
true, um,
Because you can never, you get to the point where it's never enough. I had to learn that lesson too. I had to, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. There was never enough. There was always the
It's that
next.
malady of spirit. You're feeling this with materialistic thing. I mean, that's how our society is set up, and that's the unfortunate part about it. Is you're told that you need to have this college degree and have this certain type of job and acquire these certain type of things and have the wife and have the two, point 5 cars and white picket fence and all the things that you think that you need and that you're taught that you need, and then you're still fucking miserable. You're like, well, what the
Man, right?
fuck, man? So obviously you weren't filling this with spirit, you were filling it with material. And that's against what the God's design, basically. And that's why money is the Babylon spell, man. It's
Well,
literally
you know
people
what
don't people are
else?
like, oh, it's race or it's this or it's that, these divisional tactics. No, the motherfucking shit is money.
You know what else is crazy is once I stopped chasing it, God started providing for me.
Got a
I
lot
mean,
easier,
once I
didn't it?
stopped chasing it and I,
Me too.
I've told my story. You guys know my experience. Um, Once I stopped chasing it and he came into my heart, the spirit came into my heart. I have been okay ever since. You know, I, I'm not hungry. I'm not out in the cold. I'm not worried about where, how I'm going to pay my, I mean, you got to work. Like, God helps those who help themselves or whatever. But
Right now, and we'll redefine what work means, hopefully, in the new utopia.
that would be great. You
That's what I
know,
was talking about, the humanitarian projects. Like maybe you're working just to help others, and that supports your own, like, neighbor in your neighborhood who's growing food that you can give to your family because you're out there helping people in a different way. You know what I mean? It's like, but right now, yeah, you need to have that shit straight away. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I used to love to get into the Nasara Jasara stuff. And like the more I thought about Nasara, I'm like, giving everyone $1 million and eliminating their debt is going to be horrible. I'm like, that's not going to solve anything. I'm like, that's going to be like, dude, that's just only going to furtherly perpetuate this fact that we don't have to do shit now. Like, that's not going to
man,
motivate anybody to do anything. So,
that's the
I, you know,
question is how do we motivate? How
not
do
that we
we,
were ripped off and then we're not owed. It's just like, dude, is that going to fucking be the thing? No, hell no, that can't be the thing.
I am
You
so,
know the thing.
yeah, you know the thing. Like, I don't know, how do you prevent a total drain? Like, if if nobody wants to work, then what? Thank you for the can, Brain Pod. Like, if nobody wants to work, then what? Let me give a little bit of love over here on DLive. I'm sorry if it's hard for me to click on things. Next week I'll be able to click on everything. Don't you guys worry. What up, Wonder Mod, Soul Rico, Morning Flower, Stony Joe? Good to see you guys over here on the D Live. Flawless in the USA, Rainbow Snuggle Fritz. Much love to you guys. Much love to you guys. LA Addicts, I see you over here. Um, yeah, I agree with you, Belushi. I absolutely agree with you, man. Um, All right. Thank you, Tesla Dove, for the 2 cans. Thank you. One for me and one for you, Belushi. Cans all around. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, like, and get specific with it, you know, not what's the meaning of life. I mean, you get to ask one question, you get just the full download of the truth. What are you asking? Or what do you want to know?
What is the true construct of the universe?
Tell me about that.
Is it math? Is it geometry? Is it energy resonant and frequency? Like, what is the formula? What is the engine that drives the energy of the universe?
I'm with you.
I want to know. I want to get inside the engine and understand how that shit works. So what is it? Is there an ultimate power source? It ain't the sun. I mean, is there
No.
an ultimate energy field source? What is it? Like, how does it break down? How does it work? I think that'd be a pretty complicated
Do
answer.
you think,
Of
yeah, do you think we're even, I mean, are we even remotely capable of understanding, do you think?
no, but I
But
think
we could
that,
try though,
but
right?
no,
You
but
could
I
tell me
think,
anyway.
but I think that the higher dimensional beings have a way of breaking down into its most digestible, simplistic form in order to communicate that to us in our language, because that's how they give us all information. So certainly that answer exists,
I
right?
agree.
So that would
I
be
agree.
my question.
What up, Sean and on? No, you didn't miss the wedding bells. We've been talking about it all night. Capable, good to see you. Much love. Thank you for the can. Rain within, or rain with him. Rain within. Rain with him. Right. Says Blue sounds like Paul. I've learned the secret of being content with plenty or in want. Yeah, that's you got to be content regardless. Like content doesn't come from your external surroundings, man. You can't even. It doesn't matter what you have. If you're not happy, you're not happy. Like, that's for sure. But yeah, I also would like to know the engine of the universe. The what is the prime force? What is the prime energy? The most basic fundamental.
What's the driver? Like, you know what I
Right,
mean? Like, if we're all cogs in the wheel, are we doing the right thing? Like, you know what I
right,
mean? Like where do we go? Like, you're doing this work because you're burning off some, something like, it goes back to the overall what is the like purpose of life. But I think everyone has a different purpose of life. So you can't ask a generic question
right.
like that if you have one
Well,
question.
like
Like,
sometimes
how does it work, man?
right,
How does it
right.
work? Like,
Exactly, exactly. Definitely want to know how it works. Um, if you could convince everybody you know of one thing, right, and get specific with it, what one thing would you convince everybody of?
the kids, man, what they're doing to the kids on this planet.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know, and I want them to understand it and the gravity of it and how serious it is. It's a big fucking deal, and God's pissed,
Oh, I believe that.
and it's a big problem, and everyone should know.
Yeah. I mean, the mental manipulation, much less the some of the sick physical stuff, the mental manipulation of these kids, and just to steer entire generations down the wrong path, like, or to tell them there is no other path, you know, to not even give them the choice of a path.
All the lines, all the various ways, it's all forms of abuse, whether it's trafficked or sexually abused or enslaved or tortured or just mind manipulated, used as a cog in the wheel for this other type of slavery with the mindset of education and transhumanism and transgendered and all of it, man. The way they're after your kids. It's the bottom line. It's
Well,
the
they
most
said
important
it.
thing.
I mean, they'll tell you, like that damn choir. We're coming for your kids, man. Right? Um, hmm. Yeah, I would go with that. I think I would go with that for sure. All right, Belushi, what's the weirdest job you've ever had?
Oh man, I've had so many. Like weird in what way?
I don't know. That's up to you. Or the weirdest job you ever had. Like I've talked about this before. I worked, and this was in my past. I worked at a voodoo store, in New Orleans. Like that was a weird ass job. Saw some weird ass shit, weird ass people, just weird all the way around, weird. But I've also had like Methods was talking about how he went for a job and it ended up being shoveling dog shit. He was not down with that. Like, what is the weirdest job you've ever had?
See, it's so weird because I've always been an entrepreneur and I've always created so many of my own jobs or taken jobs or more like independent kind of contracting jobs, like caddying as a kid. I had my own lawn mowing business. I don't know, working at the pharmacy, I guess, was kind of weird. Not really though. You're on mute. Um,
Tell me why. Tell me about that.
Well, actually, the pharmacy, it wasn't weird. It was kind of awesome because it was like old school. So I'm not putting that on the list. I'm just trying to go through like my younger jobs because from like 24 on, like I started my own company and I've been on my career path for 20 years. So like after that, I haven't really had weird jobs. I don't know. I had a job where I used to refurbish furniture. I bet. What's like the weirdest job I've ever done? We're talking odd jobs or like actual like paycheck jobs. Doesn't
Anything.
matter. Doesn't
No.
matter.
Huh.
I
I mean,
don't know.
like, I mean, shit, delivering pizzas can be weird. Like, you see
I
some
mean, I delivered
crazy.
pizzas forever, and it was yeah, it was kind of weird, but like I made bank, and like I was like
I don't know
slanging
about
herb.
knocking on. Well, yeah, I can see that. Like, well, listen, I worked at a drive-through, like a hood drive-through. Like, can I get a blunt and a beer drive-through? That was freaking crazy.
I guess probably the weirdest job, and more in the sense of weird that it just fucking sucked. I worked for this Irish moving company, and we used to do 3 moves sometimes an entire day. You'd get to the lot at 5, 6 a.m. and you wouldn't get back to the lot till like 6, 7, 8, 9 at night sometimes. And it was just such a racket and a hustle. Like the first like 2 weeks, you didn't have like taxes in your paychecks. You got these fat paychecks, and then all of a sudden after that, you weren't making that much money, and you're working these insane hours,
Taxation is theft.
and you're just beating the crap out of your body. And like the freaking old, like there was this dude, literally this Irish family, and like she was such a gangster. Like it was basically like your complaints don't mean shit. Like you want to go, there's the door. We'll find somebody else like right behind you. It was like you were so expendable, but they worked you like a slave. And like it was just weird the fact that you had literally no control over your own destiny. It was like you either want this cash or like get the fuck out. And like that to me was just weird. And it was a good experience because it was like, dude, I never want to do shit like that ever again. It
I
was just
bet.
a horrible job.
I bet.
And I guess that was, I guess if you want to call it weird,
Right? It sucked.
it sucked.
Right?
And it's weird for me to take on a sucky job because I'm smarter than that. I'm a huge proponent of work smarter, not harder, man.
Man, well, I mean, like I said, I worked at a hood drive. That was actually one of my favorite jobs. Uh, you know, it
Like I've
presented me
had some
with
like
unique
shitty jobs. Yeah,
opportunities.
like when I was working at the pharmacy, I wasn't making that much, but I was like learning about filling prescriptions, doing all this crazy shit. And I was like 16 in high school, like work. And dude, it's where they shot Home Alone. It's that same pharmacy,
Oh, good
which the
lord,
Home Alone house is across the street.
that's awesome.
But yeah, it's just like I was a wonderful experience. It's like it was just one of those things. You go after school and work from like 3 to 6:30. You know, it's like
Right?
I
Like,
used to steal cigarettes and bike it in and shit. It was great.
Be the Light says, "What if I told you you are the engine
Yeah,
of the
absolutely.
universe?"
We are part of the engine, absolutely,
Right?
and we can tap into that. But I need to know more than that. Be the light.
I
I
want
need
the science. Like,
yeah.
I need to know
I
the
want the math. Is
yeah,
what
the
I want.
math, right? For sure. For sure. Um, all right. Would you rather humans go to the moon again or to Mars? And we're just talking about, don't
Well, we've been to both.
I'm saying.
Um, what publicly?
Yes.
I think Mars because it would expose the moon. Like, what do you mean? We can go to Mars now, but we haven't been back to the moon. Fuck's
I
going
know,
on the
right?
moon? So Mars.
Right? Uh I mean, yeah,
They're both bases. I mean, they're both the same thing. One's just further away. I mean,
I agree. I agree. I think there's shit on in both of those places for sure. Um, hmm, for sure. Uh, all right. Telekinesis or
you got a
telepathy?
question?
No, oh no, 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 no. Believe me when I tell, because when I tell you, I wrote specific questions for you, but I have hundreds of questions. I made a whole list. I sit here sometimes and just think of crazy shit and make sure I write it down for my interviews. Some of them I like to ask everybody, like the clone thing. I mean, I think we know when we say zombie or robot rebellion, which one, like,
Zombies,
zombie.
obviously.
Everybody says zombie, right? Telekinesis or telepathy?
Telekinesis is hearing others' thoughts.
No, telepathy is hearing others' thoughts.
Well,
Telekinesis is the ability to move things with your mind.
oh, that's right. Probably telekinesis because, well, it just depends on, well, because I have tapped into other people's mind thoughts before.
Yeah, but like,
Um,
what if you couldn't? Like, I want nothing to do
if I
with.
couldn't turn it off, no, I
Yes, it's
wouldn't want
bad
it.
enough feeling vibrations off of people. Like,
Well, but I sort of get that already, so I can't even imagine being able to get the direct connect on it. So yeah, moving shit, I'd be like, dude, I'd be like doing my
right?
chores,
Get
just
over
sitting
here.
at my desk. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
On some right
Scorpion finishing
scorpion
with,
type shit. Yeah,
and
right.
I am a
Exactly.
Scorpio, so it's a perfect example.
Thanks, capable. Much
That's
love
an
to you.
that's an easy one.
That is that an easy one? Would you rather watch nothing but Hallmark Christmas movies or nothing but horror movies?
Fuck neither.
I know, but you got to pick, man. It's one or the
Um,
other.
Christmas movies from Hallmark or what?
Yes. Or just horror movies all the time.
Well, how often do I have to watch these
I
things?
don't know. What if it was like a what if it was like damn
I mean, I
Clockwork
honestly
Orange type
Hallmark because I think
shit,
horror movies are
you know?
bullshit and they're demonic and I don't like them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hallmark sucks though. Hallmark Christmas
Hallmark
movies.
sucks, but
Oh
it's like
man.
which form of hell do you want? I'll take
I
the
know.
happy form.
The happy.
Yeah,
Hey, Filter Dog, good to see you. Thank you for the donation, 146 gold. But he says the answer is 42, right? The answer is always 42,
it's 42.
always. Um,
Hitchhiker's Guide.
yeah, right. The answer is always 42. Um, can you give me an example of a time when you literally screwed everything up, but nobody knew it was you?
Oh, wow. I don't know if I've ever been
We,
caught foil.
right? I'm saying we want you to tell us the secret, Belushi. Now
I
you
don't know if I
can.
can do that.
Oh, is that? Come on,
I
yeah.
don't even know. That's such a convoluted question. Jesus.
No, that's a great
Um,
man. Listen, we've all done some shit and then been like,
I'm trying to. I
that
think like
wasn't me.
a cute example of me being a kid would be better. I think stealing a candy bar from the grocery store, my mom didn't find out, but then she did find out one time. She fucking beat my ass in the grocery store, and then she made me go up to the manager, tell him I stole, and then he did a whole thing, brought me into the back office, and had a big burly security guard come and scare the fuck out of me. Did I ever steal
Ah,
again? Hell no.
good call, right? I'll tell you some crazy shit I did as a kid. So it was Christmas, and we had the stairway, but there was a railing like with parallel rails or whatever all the way down. And I told my brother to go check for Santa Claus, and I was like, just stick your head through the rail and see if you can see him, right? Well, he got his head in, but he couldn't because of his ears. He couldn't get his head back out. My dad had to come saw the rail open on Christmas morning to get his head out, right? I got my
This is
ass
a movie. You're
beat.
lying.
I
This is a
swear I
movie.
swear to God. I swear he had to saw the rail open to get my brother's head out on Christmas morning. Oh my goodness. I got my ass whooped for that. I'm telling you. We lived in Oklahoma City at the time. Like it was like we laugh about
That's
it
awesome.
now, but
Yeah,
yeah, that was.
that's awesome.
And I tried to swear. My brother, she told me to
But so
look, and I'm
you
like,
didn't get away with it though. I
oh
wasn't
hell no!
it.
But I
It wasn't the
tried. Like
question
I
what you
didn't
got
tell
away
him
with.
that. I didn't. I
Yeah.
know, right? We were just telling crazy kid stories. I figured I'd share
No,
that
it
one.
was good.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
like
yeah.
who put
That
his head
was
in the rail? Wasn't me, Dad, but we really
right.
need to get
I
the
didn't
saw.
tell him. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah. All that. He had to
We
saw
gotta get
his head out.
I
Uh
can
huh.
just picture your mother. Honey, get the saw. Get the saw.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Those are
Like
my favorite when you like tell the dad story, and then it's like, and then the wife comes in. Damn it, man! Get the thing, get the thing,
I'm
do the thing.
right. I'm telling you, it was a
Total
freaking
panic
total.
from the
Yes, it
female.
was Pandelirium, right? What up, Amy the Butterfly Beacon? Good to see you. Patricia Sertle, I see you over there. She said, stole a pack of gum. Mom marched you back to return. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Better take that
Mm-hmm.
shit back in
You
there,
better take that shit back.
right? Yeah, I know it's glitching on Foxhole, guys. I'm sorry. I should probably go give them their scratching before.
Yeah, maybe we're running out of you know what's funny? We always organically start to glitch out, and then that's sort of how we end the show.
Like shit has just crashed, people.
Guys, don't worry, our wedding won't glitch. Okay,
Right?
we'll get the proper bandwidth, we'll get the right
It'll
computers
be fine.
as long as you donate. I'm
Right?
just
This
kidding.
is fine. This is
Everything's fine,
fine.
totally fine.
Right? Um,
Well, thanks for having me on. This is always a
man.
blast with you.
Well, I like I said, I did write like the first 15 or 20 questions I wrote specifically for you.
All right, well, it
Like
sounds like you have like
see,
part two lined up.
right? Oh,
I had a job right.
oh, That was you. I thought I was hearing you, and it was the damn Foxhole playing in my ear. Hold on, guys. I'm about to releasing the scratching.
Release the scratching.
The scratching. Right?
Who do we have on the old schedule tonight? What's going on?
I want to say, what do you got coming up? Anything
I
you want
don't
to
know.
release?
I'm doing Thursday, Fridays, and Sundays now on
Thanks,
Belushi
Astable,
channel.
for the cookie.
On the Belushi channel. So enter the lounge anytime between, you'll see an update from me depending on, just check the schedule, anytime between 10 and 1 p.m. Honestly, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, depending on what's going on, what kind of vibe I'm in, what's going on in my personal life, because that takes priority, unfortunately,
Always.
guys. Other than that, I feel like I got through the gauntlet. Friday through Tuesday was crazy.
Man,
So
last week was
I've
wild.
done 6 guest spots in the last 5 days, and I'm going to get back to doing the Belushi channel. But J Bill and I just started a new show
I am
called
so excited.
Jablushi.
Jablushi?
Jalushi. It's actually Jalushi. I keep calling it Jablushi, which is
It's
retarded.
Jalushi. I gotcha.
Jalushi. And we're gonna be Fridays, I believe at 10:30 p.m. Central. I don't know if we'll go live this Friday or not. I need to confirm with her. But it's J Bell Diggs combined with Belushi spiritual conspiracy lenses on
Awesome.
things. And
Well, good. Then
yeah,
after my conspiracy trivia, I can say go over
yes,
and watch
perfect.
Jalushi.
Perfect tee up. Yeah,
See? Look
anybody
at
who's in that mood too would really enjoy
that.
what we'll be doing. So it'll be just a combination of current events, past digs, spiritual ties to things, just 40,000 foot view on this stuff. The way I speak about things, you guys know. And I think J Bell and I have a good balance between the two. She's an excellent researcher and digger, and is really organized and all the things I'm not. And so I come with my cockamamie
Right.
left field friggin' ideas
Oh,
of
J Bell
things.
had me
And
crying. When she's got files and shit
dude,
and documents to
she's got the
reference and
sauce, man.
right,
She's got all the sauce. And I'm like, well, what about this thing? And I'm kind
right.
of the idiot. So I'm the resident Biden in this situation. But yeah, I think you guys will enjoy it. And that's what we're doing
Awesome.
on Fridays moving forward. But
That'll be
yeah, I hope to be
awesome.
back on the show soon, Will. Love
Yes.
being
Well,
on with you.
I'd be dragging you on over here all the time. Like, let's
What's
talk
going
about
on? What's
some
what's
random
going on?
stuff.
Yeah, no, let's talk about random stuff. Well, what's going on with you and Loyal or Loyal
I
Bestie?
don't know.
What's going on with you and Alora?
I think tomorrow we're supposed to be doing part two. I think. Do not swear me to this. Um, they said cheating on foil with woo content. Shame, right?
Uh, excuse me. I've been woo woo before you were woo woo and knew what woo woo was. Okay, not foil. You, whoever
I was
said
gonna
that.
say what? Yeah, I think we're supposed to be doing part two of the AI stuff, like the video we did last Wednesday. I think
Oh,
we're supposed to
nice.
be doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
I think, but that depends on where she's at, what she's doing, and then I don't think we're doing conspiracy couch. Like it's everything's kind of up in the air right now. The only thing I'm for sure on is freaking Sunday and Space Force news. I mean, you guys know
Yeah,
Friday.
Space Force News is the shit.
I love Space Force news. Friday is my trivia. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what's next.
So what's on what's the question mark? Wednesday, Thursday this week is potentially not happening.
What I think tomorrow
Is it
we're
Wednesdays or Thursdays? I can't remember.
conspiracy couch. I
It's
think we're moving
Wednesdays.
to. She wants to try Monday afternoons.
Oh, okay.
And if that doesn't work, maybe Saturday late night, which could be fun. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
late night.
absolutely. As long as it's not during the lounge.
Right. I'll tell her. I'll tell her. Oh, thanks for the cookie brain pod. Much love to you guys. I hope you guys all got your pills. What else? Yeah, please, guys, if you're watching on YouTube or DLive, go over to pill.net. Get you an account. It's free. Get the rock or get the Foxhole app and come over here and hang out in the chats. The community over here is the best. The best. You can also go over to the Rokfin and make a free account over there. I'm over there. Lars over there. Methods is on Rokfin now. Hopefully Tyler Koala will be joining us soon. Like there are a ton of good creators over there. We have to support the free speech platforms. And if you like the wands and the pyramids that I'm always waving around, Yvonne's links are listed in the description below. Also, your links are down there, Belushi. If you guys Belushi's great. If you're watching on YouTube and have no idea who this guy is, obviously it's my husband now, and I need you to support him. So go over and click his
My
links.
boo, fucking
Right?
recognize.
Go over and click his links and follow his channels. What else? I think that's it. I mean, until next time, man. Much love to you.
Much
Much
love,
love.
fam.
Right? And we're out.
All right.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know. Oh,
Are we talking? Are we talking over the outro? Are we
of
hot
course we
linking?
are. Of course we are. I was wondering, like, should I tell him or should I not tell him?
No, I know you too well.
Right.
So I talked to the caterer, and
good.
she said she could do the price that we quoted her. So that's
Fantastic. Fantastic.
The flowers that you had picked out aren't necessarily available. Apparently, they're out of season. So
jeez. I'm really a fan of gardenias. If we could
Okay.
somehow work that in.
Okay.
Somebody did suggest that maybe Methods could perform the ceremony.
Okay.
He would probably have to be close.
Have your people talked to his people yet?
Yeah, my people are going to talk to his people for sure.
Okay.
What else do we need to do? The photographer we need. I was thinking
I'm gonna DJ. I'm just gonna like rip out of my tux. I'll DJ real quick, and then I'll come back on, and we can do our first dance.
I was gonna say, as long as we get the
we can
dance
save a
in.
little money there.
Right. That's a good plan. Good plan.
I love how you jump right in on me. But
Yeah, of course. I'm rolling.
Totally unscripted,
rolling
guys.
with it. Rolling with it, man.
Well, we got the photographer. I mean, if we need to hire a band, I have a couple buddies that we want.
Right. We should probably get a meme maker. Also, I'm thinking the wedding should be memed. You know.
I'm thinking that I really want Owen Wilson and what's his name? The big balloon animals. Maybe we can have Will Ferrell crash it.
Okay, that we can do that.
I'm trying not to get ahead of myself.
I was thinking about maybe like a TARDIS photo booth. I thought that could be fun.
Oh, yeah. I like
You
that.
know, like a Doctor Who, like a TARDIS photo booth for the peeps to take pictures. And guys, send your reservations to Belushi1 at protonmail.com. Right?
It's a wedding, bitches.
It's a wedding, bitches.
Well, Foil, absolutely adore you and love you.